Bunch of morons. They're making the biggest mistake of their lives. There is no one like me.
Poor Bill. Another chance will come.
No, you don't understand. This was it. This is the big one. I was going to be the president of the National Rubber Mold Machinery Company.
Well, they just don't appreciate you.
No, they don't. Don't they know who I am?
Look, honey, it's Saturday, and that means you're free. So let's get out of this hotel and go find a party.
I don't want to go.
Bill, come on, baby. I love it when you open up. Do you remember that dinner party in New York? You and that feather woman?
No. Oh, God. That was embarrassing, wasn't it? I really was pie-eyed that night, wasn't it?
Well, she deserved it. I mean, the way she spoke about you.
I don't even want to think. You know what really got my goat? The way that old battle axe said, Charles wants to spend this summer in Vermont. I'm not too keen on the country folk. I hear they only eat with a spoon. Can you believe that? So I said, well, pardon me for disagreeing with you, you old bitch. But this boy from the country has come in and made more money than you ever seen. I may not talk like I got a feather up my ass like you, but I'm gonna have more money than you ever thought you could have.
I'd let you do it to me.
What?
A feather. Anywhere you want, brown eyes.
You are gonna be the death of me.
La mia ragion d'essere, no. I just want you to get up from the chair and have some fun.
I could just go into the bar and get a ginger
Or
ale.
even better, a Bronx cocktail. Right before dinner. I can see it. You and me. And a perfect martini with a dash of orange juice. Shall I call the waiter?
I can sober up later tonight. I can sober up by Monday.
Yeah, that's right. Let go, baby.
No, I can't be thinking this way. And I can't be talking to you.
Where are you going?
I'm gonna forget all this, all right? I'm gonna go back to my room with 3 big chocolate bars and write a postcard to Lois.
You had to bring her up.
She is my wife.
Hey, Bumpkin. Came over as soon as I heard the news. What have you done this time?
We're having the worst day of our life.
Shit. No kidding. You're gonna need this.
No, I'm not drinking.
Not drinking since when?
6 months now.
6 months. Then you can't be an alcoholic. Not anymore. Anyway, give it to me. Straight up. No ice.
He was going to be the president of a company.
A company? Which company?
I was gonna be the president of the National Rubber Mold Machinery Company.
Oh. What happened?
Shareholders found out about my drinking and they pulled the plug on the deal. And then my team threw up their hands and hopped a train back to New York, and I'm gonna walk into a huge lawsuit on Monday. So that's it. I have been fired from life.
Stop acting like some palooka. Didn't you put up a fight? Didn't you tell them you were the Wizard of Wall Street before the crash, that you invented market analysis? That Thomas Edison practically wanted to jump your bones because you knew the silent movies were someday gonna talk. Did you tell him that?
No.
Doesn't matter. On Monday, they won't know what hit them. You're gonna go in there, and you're gonna tear them a new ass.
You're right. I will, somehow. And someday everyone in Akron will know who I am.
That's my Bill.
You're gonna need more brain power on this.
Hey, what do you know? What do you say? Sit down, Einstein. The committee's all here.
I'm all ears. Aces, that looks like a gin and tonic. So tell me, what happened?
Well, they bamboozled him. They had the unmitigated gall to run.
I want to hear Bill tell it.
Well, you see, my team breezed into Akron 4 weeks ago to take over Floundering Company, all right? I was gonna be the new
A
president.
company? Which company?
Don't ask.
No, this is big. Look, it's 1935. We are coming out of this depression, and the car industry is just taking off. Now, cars need tires, right? And where are we? We are sitting in the rubber capital of the world, and nobody can see what I see. It's a surefire prospect.
There's one problem.
What?
That drink. How long's it been sitting there?
A few minutes. Why?
Because the ice is melting. That's really gonna bother me. Come on, Bill. You look like you need it.
He's right, Bill. Look at it. Bellissimo.
No, not today.
After all you've been through? what about your anxiety? I mean, have you even checked? I bet you haven't checked. Come on, Bill, let's do it right now. Let's check.
What the hell are you two doing?
I always do this
Whenever I'm stressed.
to see that my heart hasn't stopped.
Oh, for Pete's sake, knock it off, you knuckleheads! We need a game plan.
Yes, the next big plan.
I'm bored. We should do something stupid. Come on, Bill. What do you say you forget about being a genius and just do something stupid?
No, let's wrap this up. I want this man all to myself.
Look, you may be the only girl who's ever mixed a margarita in a sailor's mouth, but we need to help this guy. And you. Right now, you couldn't be the president of the National Baby Buggy Company. What's happened to you in the last 6 months? Go on. Men of genius conceive their best ideas when drunk. You know that.
Just one drinky poo.
If ever I need a drink in the last 6 months, it's today.
Take the edge off.
No. No. One drink and then I'm off to the races again, all right? I'll either die or have a wet brain. That I know. Lois.
Listen to you, you tease. You know what she's doing. Slugging away in the department store.
In her condition? I thought she just had a miscarriage.
Yeah, third one. What a blow. No children.
But hey, that means nothing to distract you from the big plan. I guarantee you this is gonna be the one. On Monday, you're gonna tell the world, I'm back in charge.
I can see it now. Movie Tone News. Your face 20 feet high on every silver screen in the world.
People, we are gathered here today at Bill's last stand.
They will know who I am.
You bet they will. The whole world will know who Bill Wilson was.
Is?
Yes, they will.
He's back. That old fierce determination to win.
You're gonna do it, Bill.
I know this drink is gonna kill me, and I'm gonna do it anyway, right?
Hallelujah. Now drink that drink, you son of a bitch.
I can't do this. I can't do this.
Don't do anything I wouldn't do. Mr. President.
You know, this is the first time I've been sitting on this side. The view is much better. Oh, come on, Bill. Don't you remember me? I was the last member of the congregation of the Bill Wilson movement.
Frank?
Isn't it like old time's sake? Sure, all we need now is the park bench. Bill, you're dying. Today, this is the end of it for you.
Does it hurt?
Agonizing for the likes of you. But it's the only death you'll ever know. Call. They're a devout bunch here in Akron. You're sure to find a preacher with an alky on tap.
Frank, I tried before. I tried with you.
Bill Boyle. This time you'll know what to say. Cheer up, Bill. I'm sure you didn't mean to kill us.
Grandpa says when I grow up, I'm gonna be the #1 man.
Here's one last going away present from all the boys.
I don't want to die. I can do this. 6 whole months I've done this. Frank? God, what the hell happened? He was a surefire prospect.
You couldn't even help another drunk.
No, I couldn't.
And how many more did you kill? Just so they could see the burning bush like you?
I kept a list. Bellevue Hospital, there was Harry Slade, Joe Morello,
Tried so hard.
Chuck McGloin,
And your conversion rate? How many?
Willie Hope,
None of them.
Ed Mott,
Piss poor return on the investment, wouldn't you say?
Jimmy Tomorrow.
None of them got sober.
6 months at it. It's a wonder you never took a drink.
Shut up.
Yeah, you're right. I didn't take a drink.
You wasted all that time when you could have gotten back on your feet.
I didn't drink.
You could have been somebody.
I didn't drink.
Fine, you didn't drink. What do you want, a merit badge? What was so important about helping a bunch of nameless drunks?
Because
A bunch of losers.
It gave me something.
I have to say we were on shaky ground.
I don't know what, but it gave me something.
It gave you something.
Yeah, they liked me.
They liked them, and what the hell does that matter? What does it matter?
Because maybe I needed to know that at least one goddamn thing I ever did had mattered to somebody.
Bill, if you were gonna make it, don't you think you would have made it by now?
Tomorrow. You can still make it tomorrow. Remember the big plan?
What's the use? He's a loser. A loser as a husband and a father. Let's talk about that.
Frank, why?
3 miscarriages. The last one, she nearly bled to death.
Why couldn't I save you?
Waiting for you to come home drunk as a skunk.
Why couldn't I help you get it?
And the adoption agency laughed in your face.
Laughed in my face.
Poor Lois. Never to hold that little baby she always ached for.
No children, no more Wilsons, no legacy. You have failed at everything a man can possibly fail at. Doesn't it make you wonder? What is the point of your whole life then?
Oh my God.
I will always love you, Bill. Can't you see what you're doing to me?
Oh my God.
One sip, and you could end all this torment.
Oh my God, I was afraid this was gonna happen.
All this pain.
Listen to me. The ice has melted.
Go on.
Which means
Vanished.
it's not a gin and tonic anymore.
And no one will ever know.
Poor baby.
The gin and tonic has ice in it, but the ice has melted. And while that's a tragedy,
It can't hurt me.
Oh, yes.
Melt it. Make it all go away.
Drink me.
I can't do this. I can't do this on my own.
It's just the thought of you, my love. It's just the thought of you, the very thought of you, my love.
There are many big issues facing the United States today, such as the economy, climate change, gun violence, abortion issues, and immigration. And with all of these problems, it is easy to ignore the dark side of pet breeding in America. Let's take a look at how it all started. After World War II, due to crop failures in the Midwest, the federal government touted large-scale pet breeding as a fail-proof alternative. Inevitably, many facilities began to prioritize profits over animal welfare as farmers packed dogs into chicken coops and rabbit hutches to sell puppies to pet stores. It was actually an undercover investigation into dogs being used in medical testing that led to a series of legislation known as the Animal Welfare Act.
In 1966, the Animal Welfare Act passed. That sets up standards for humane treatment of animals in a variety of systems and circumstances, research, dog breeding.
Aside from basic requirements such as adequate food and water, the law itself appears to be lacking.
The things that are legal in a puppy mill or a kitten mill, you would never think of doing to your dog or cat at your home. In other words, the conditions of confinement that are completely legal are, I think, to most people, completely horrible.
It is unacceptable for, dogs to be raised in puppy mills where they're bred continually and have their puppies taken away from them and not afforded adequate veterinary care and protection from the elements and things like that.
Also, the lack of funds and lax attitudes at the Department of Agriculture have led to animal welfare groups to repeatedly uncover gross violations of the law.
We had undercover investigations and, horrendous treatment of the animals. Treatment that would be a violation of the Animal Welfare Act. Just really nasty stuff I won't describe to you now.
Of course, there are ethical pet breeders that sell their puppies on contracts and take them back if they're no longer wanted. They prioritize animal welfare since puppies with health and behavioral problems cost time and money. Recent legislative attempts to bring puppy mills more in line with ethical breeding have unfortunately stalled in Congress.
The USDA's own internal watchdog has detailed serious failures in reporting, which have allowed these types of abuses to flourish. Animal welfare groups like ours have pursued legislation on the federal level to close problematic loopholes in issuing, transferring, and revoking dealer licenses.
I did a big, long investigation in, what state was it? Nebraska, I think, years ago, of puppy mills. And it turned out there were about 30 people being investigated. And on the Animal Welfare Act / USDA records, all 40 people had the exact same name. I'm not kidding you, John Smith. Some of them were women, some of them were men. And they were doing this to avoid being tracked. So anytime one John Smith got in any kind of trouble, they moved the puppies to the other John Smith. And USDA had an incredibly hard time figuring out who was involved, who was responsible for these puppies that were being sold. So my point there is that these people they're in a business, they're trying to make money, and they'll do almost anything if they can to avoid detection.
And the Puppy Protection Act would require animals to have more space. It would eliminate stacked cages and wire flooring, which are hallmarks of the ways puppy mills keep dogs. The Puppy Protection Act would also require immediate veterinary care for dogs with an illness or injury, which shockingly is not required by current law. Responsible breeders should be supporting this type of legislation because responsible and ethical breeders are already meeting these standards, but also because it will get rid of some of the irresponsible breeders who are unfair competition.
But others would go further, with some banning the retail sales of puppies in pet stores.
Cutting off the puppy mill to pet store supply chain will decrease the demand for puppies raised in puppy mills. The inhumane practices at most puppy mills are shocking, appalling, and unacceptable. We've all seen the images on television.
And others making adopt, don't shop the law of the land.
So PETA is opposed to breeding in general, largely because of the current dog and cat overpopulation crisis. Every newborn puppy or kitten purchased from a breeder leaves one fewer home for a dog or a cat who is desperately waiting in a shelter or roaming the streets.
While everyone would like to see every homeless animal find a home, it is unclear that banning the breeding of companion animals is the right answer.
The problems with suggesting adopt, don't shop is that for some families, that's simply not an option. There are health requirements that need to be taken into consideration, space limitations.
Moreover, before humans harnessed the power of wind or fossil fuels, we relied on animals. We wouldn't be where we are if we hadn't done that, and machines can't replicate the roles that purebred dogs play as work and companion animals.
Since dogs had been domesticated probably more than 15,000 years ago, dogs had always had very functional roles for humans. And these different dogs, they serve different functions depending on the society, on the culture, the environment that the humans lived in. For example, in the Pacific Northwest in North America, there originally were no sheep. So the indigenous people there had bred a small, white, long-haired dog for use for their wool. They would remove the hair from these dogs like you would a sheep, and they would spin and dye and make woven textiles out of the hair from these dogs. And also companionship is a function as well.
The drive of the dog, so what it was bred to do, whether that was herding or hunting or livestock guarding, those are all drives for those dogs. They were bred for 100 years to, sometimes hundreds of years to get to that point where they have these natural abilities. By adopt, don't shop, we've said all dogs are the same.
While Swan's purebred dogs would thrive in a world with or without humans, shouldn't we draw the line when dogs such as teacup and flat-faced dogs are bred for exaggerated features that pose major health risks?
Flat-faced dogs are breathing-impaired breeds. They are afflicted with an uncomfortable, debilitating, and sometimes fatal condition called brachycephalic syndrome. Really, a lot of it came from, humans expecting companionship from animals. They want them to look cute for them, for the humans to be happy.
For example, do you know how teacup puppies are created? Reversing the natural selection process, runts of different litters are selected and then bred over and over until the smallest animal is created. If that's not bad enough, the puppies are then starved to stunt their growth. As you can imagine, in the natural world, this would likely give them no chance of survival and weaken their gene pool, all for the sake of our current aesthetic tastes.
And I suppose knowing how we humans are responsible for long-term irreversible changes in other species, it should give us pause in considering the consequences of our actions and decisions. Teacup, flat-faced or brachycephalic, and other dogs bred for exaggerated features, they were created by humans, and they can only survive in human or anthropogenic environments. Would natural selection wipe them out? Probably, yes.
For thousands of years, humans have been breeding dogs for work and companionship. Both species are, arguably, better off from this relationship. But we should be concerned when irresponsible breeders cater to consumers hoping to purchase a puppy on the cheap, or breed dogs that we no longer recognize as man's best friend.
Фу, геть, собацюро, лякаєш мені клієнтів.
Гей, Рексе, чи як там тебе? Хороша собачка, хороша. Ти що, нічий? Просто як я. То ти геть голодний. На, візьми ще. Знаєш, Рексе, я дуже люблю ось це все. Вогні, гірлянди, ялинкові прикраси. Це так чудово, одразу стає радісно. Ніби у казці. Розумієш? І сніг сьогодні нарешті випав, а завтра буде ще красивіше. Ось побачиш, та не дуже холодно. А для нас з тобою це важливо. У нас теж є вогники. Можна дивитися десь хочу. А ще у нас є солодкий апельсин. Любиш апельсини, Рексе? Тут безпечно. Ми вдома.
It was such a beautiful day when I was waiting to ride my first bus alone. The driver says to me, "Can I see your bus pass?" But he can't see my bus pass. It's in my pocket. So I answered, "No." I had to walk to where I wanted to go. I don't have many friends, as I find it difficult to make connections. But whenever I'm by myself with my own imagination, I don't feel so alone anymore. I regularly go to the cinema on weekends, and I enjoy listening to movie soundtracks. Sometimes I can get too emotional. Just a little. My love for soundtracks also gave me the opportunity to attend movie concerts. I enjoy listening to the orchestra performing my favorite music. I still can't get over the loud cymbals. Just like everyone else, I have to deal with personal issues, like disorganized placemats, for example. There, much better. At school, I don't like talking in classes, and I have a hard time concentrating on my studies. I would often make models of creatures out of blue tack and imagine them coming to life. My distractions also affect me outside of school. I can't be too busy looking at one thing without paying attention to what's around me. I'm also an easy target for catching colds during winter. I hate feeling ill when there is work to be done. It doesn't help either that my birthday is in December. I do like trying out different activities and skills, but when things don't go right for me, I can get very upset. College is just round the corner for me, but I begin to reflect on my school life, being quiet all the time and not making many friends. But I feel like there's so much more of me trapped inside. I am now studying my interests and growing more confident and talkative than before. I still have my quiet moments, but I'm not afraid to speak to other like-minded people. I also make new discoveries, including more movies, animations, and even role-playing games. Yes, life seems better for me. And one thing's for certain. I can finally catch that bus.
tere.
mul juhtus autoga. Ma ei tea, kust see sai. Ma olen teel haiglasse. Mu laps, ma ei tea, see autol rehv või midagi.
Pood on suletud.
See on kirjas, see on 24 tundi avatud.
Kuulge, proua, kuulge, oodake.
Kus see telefon teil siis on?
Ei, oodake. Ma toon teile midagi.
Mis jama see veel on?
Piimakokteil. Te peaksite jooma midagi.
Kuradi lumehelbeke. Tõmba oma pea persest välja. Võta ennast kokku, mees, ja kutsu mulle kiirabi.
Ma lähen vaatan, kas meil on esmaabipakki.
Esmaabipakki? Mille aitab?
kuhu ta kadus? Vittu küll.
Sa ju ei tööta siin.
Mis teil sellest?
Kas sa pead ennast normaalseks inimeseks? Kuidas sa ennast tunneksid? Kui sa vajad abi ja mitte keegi ei aita.
Kuulge, proua.
Ta sureb, kui sina midagi ei tee. Ma ei planeerinud seda last. See kõlab võib-olla veidralt, aga kui ma teada sain, siis ma tundsin ennast väga üksikuna. Kõik olid hästi õnnelikud minu raseduse üle, aga ma olin vihane. Sellepärast, et mitte keegi ei mõistnud, kui üksinda ma olin. Aga siis mingil hetkel ma sain aru, et see väike inimene vajab mind.
Mina ei valinud seda segadust. Jaa, tere. Palun kiirabi, üks inimene vajab abi. Lihtsalt tulge Sindi lähedal Rakvere maantee ääres. Bensujaam. Kaks minutit.
Hästi. Kõik läheb hästi, kullake.
halloo .
tule siia , ma leidsin midagi .
oih , nii palju verd .
näeb välja nagu lineaarne koljumurd . pulssi ka ei ole .
nojah , juba teine tänase jooksul .
3., see naine oli ju rase .
vabandust .
When I was born, my mama said, he's my little lucky star. And all the gypsies came out and played tunes underneath that willow tree. And the ways of the summer star. Then at first light tore out the sails. They belched and laughed into the night.
Shake, 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 shake what you got. Shake all the way till you get to the top. Don't make a scene, just play your part. The shake will come, take you for a walk in the park. Lost in the dark, I'm gonna trip to the light. Play all your cards, baby, don't put away. Shaking it up, take off into the dark. Shake as it's time, baby, shake as shaking it off, back to begin. Shaking it off, nobody wins. Shaking it off, don't fade away. Shaking it off, this is the end. This is the end. This is the end. This is the end. Shake, 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 shake.
Hi, my name's Layla from Etchells Primary School, and I'm going to tell you all about my Ramadan. Ramadan is so special for all Muslims around the world. And it was extra special for me because it was my first and it was locked down. Just like Christmas, we put some decorations around the house for Ramadan. We had fairy lights, we had a palm tree, and we even had a Ramadan advent calendar. In Ramadan, you're not allowed to eat from sunrise till sunset. So what we do is we wake up just before sunrise and eat something so that would fill us up. My favourite meal just before sunrise was pancakes. With my pancakes, I have Nutella, blueberries and raspberries and bananas, and they were so delicious. During Ramadan, you have a lot of time to do things because you can't eat. So I've been gardening, and the weather was nice. We had the hose pipe out. We have beautiful flowers. We had some pretty hanging baskets that we water every day, and we painted the hook for them. And it was fun to watch them grow every day. And I have my own plant, and before it was so small, now it's really big. As Muslims, we have to pray 5 times a day. In the morning, 2 in the afternoon, and 2 in the evening. I would also have Quran lessons on Skype. I'm really enjoying it because I'm learning a lot, and it's really satisfying. Now, the best part of the day, eating! When the sun's about to set, we'd get all the food ready. So I would go around the table and give everyone dates and some water. Me and my brother would bring out the dishes and help set the table up. So sometimes people would drop off food so we could eat, or we would drop off for them. And it was really nice. It was a really nice community feel. At the end of Ramadan, it's Eid. I got loads of presents, and my brother got loads of presents, PlayStation games, what else? And you put henna on your hands, and it was really good. And we weren't fasting, we were eating. I wish all my friends from school were there with me. The one thing that kept me busy was my cat, Jano. She's black and white, and she has little paws, white paws, and she has a white chin. She's just there, under there. This is how I hold her. Sometimes she sleeps on my bed. She's so cute. In the night, mostly she stays the whole night. So when I go to bed, she's in my bed, and when I wake up, she's in my bed. I'm really proud of myself because it was my first Ramadan. I'm looking forward to the next Ramadan.
Hoxe é un día triste.
Sí, moi triste.
A nosa profesora non vai vir hoxe.
Tampouco virá mañá.
Está ingresada no hospital.
Leva xa varios días ingresada.
Estamos moi preocupados por ela. É a nosa mellor profesora.
Sempre tan amable cun sorriso na cara. Esperemos que mellore pronto.
A bo fe que sí. Vais a recuperar a xiña.
Porque seguro que se recupera.
Xa non aguanta a máscara ni un día máis. A ver cando non la sacan.
A nosa profesora leva dándonos clase dende que chegamos aquí. Ela ensinounos todo o que sabemos. Ela ensinounos que unha árbore é unha árbore. E que moitas árbores forman unha fraga. Que un cabalo é un cabalo. E que unha montaña é unha montaña. Que un galo é un galo. Que unha lagarta é unha lagarta. E que o seu sitio favorito é o faro de Cabo Silleiro. Un día na clase contounos que alí morreu o seu home, que era percebeiro. Alí senta de cando en vez para escoitar o mar e dinos que ten a sensación de que fala con el a través do tempo e do espazo. Contounos que a ilusión da súa vida era ir ás Illas Cíes, mais que entre unha cousa e outra os días foron pasando e nunca cumpriu o seu desexo.
Hoxe, no recreo, reunímonos para falar da situación que estamos a vivir.
E decidimos preparar unha sorpresa para a nosa profesora.
En canto saia do hospital e rematemos os exames, organizaremos unha viaxe ás Illas Cíes.
Levaremos connosco a nosa profesora
e subiremos até o faro para admirar a fermosura da ría de Vigo.
Se temos sorte, ao contemplar a posta de sol, poderemos ver o raio verde.
明天周末，你想上哪玩呀？
妈，明天他还有钢琴课呢，花了那么多钱呢，这
说的什么话呀你？你挣钱不是给你女儿花的呀？别理他，起老公，
起老公，起老公。我儿子怎么样了？
经过我们抢救，病人现在情况基本稳定。这样，你们是病人家属吗？
对。
那这个当场通知。
么短的时间上哪儿去凑合？
我明天去大家伙那儿问问，看看能不能凑一凑。
妈，不是我说你，你儿子平时少给你钱了，都这个时候了，你赶紧拿出来用啊！
你说的什么话呀？我要有那么多钱，我能看着我儿子受苦吗？
反正人家医生说了，1个星期之内要是拿不出来钱，你儿子就上不了手术台，这日子你们自个儿过去吧。
他大姨妈，张叔的病又重了，现在人躺在医院呢。哎呀，你可给我抓紧着点儿，不做手术人就没了。喂，小泉子吗？你帮我弄的那个什么什么什么基金，上回不是说能取出10来万了吗？你可赶紧着点，医院那边等不及了。哦，我儿子重病了，急需用钱呢。
病人经过初步检查，现在可能患有强直性脊柱炎，然后这个我们需要尽快治疗，进行手术，不然时间越长，病人会越痛苦。
那得赶紧手术啊！
是，大概换髋关节手术这个费用大概要准备30万左右。
30万，医生。
医生，这么短的时间，我们怎么拿得出这么多钱呢？
这个我们医院是统一收费，这个我们也没有办法。希望家属可以尽快去筹钱，好吧？我们尽量保证病人手术顺利完成，这样会减轻一些痛苦。
子涵乖，奶奶答应你，爸爸不会有事的，好不好？胡婶，开下门。胡婶，我儿子病重了，现在急需要用钱。
我儿子要娶媳妇儿，我闺女要出嫁，没有钱借给你们。
好吧，那麻烦你了，胡婶。他王叔在家吗？
有啥事儿吗？
我儿子病重了，现在急需要用钱呢。
我看看吧，看你家里还有多少钱吧，也不富裕，我给你凑点试试吧。就只能先给你这么多了，就这么多。
太感谢了，太感谢了。
拿着。听说您儿子病重了，这个是我们的点心意。太感谢了，谢谢啊，不用谢。我这来人了，我先招呼客人。
我们这保险，业务全，理赔快，不管你身体有没有什么大小的毛病，咱们都能报。咱说句实话，那你买保险，你不就是图个安心吗？那咱说个不好听的，就说这人那哪天出了意外了，没了。那至少也能赔个几十万呢，是吧？
没钱，我这家里不好，钱是方面，而且
那至少也能赔个几十万呢，是吧？
今天在学校有没有听老师的话呀？
听了。
谈可真棒呀！你还要继续加油哦。以后奶奶不在家的时候，还要听爸爸妈妈的话哦。
知道了，知道了。
那好，那奶奶带你去超市买点好吃的，好不好？
好。
好，走吧。
妈，妈，淑芬儿。
张素，你治疗的钱，妈帮你筹到了。信封里有张保险单，你拿着去换钱。妈妈没有什么本事，不能让你过上好生活，你不要怪罪妈妈。以后啊，你要跟淑芬好好的。虽然性格比较直来直去，可是她肯照顾你。还有。一定让子涵好好学习呀！以后上个大学，去外面看一看。
好，请问是张先生吗？
你好，
你好，我是搜视频的，然后请问你母亲的自杀你有什么看法？说两句可以吗？少说两句就可以。少说两句，帮你记可以吗？
喂，是张先生吗？我是海天保险公司的业务员小王。对于您母亲的事情呢，我们表示很抱歉啊，但是我们公司想和您解释一下啊，您母亲的遭遇确实不在我们理赔范围之内，我只能再次表示歉意了。
鲑鱼是一种非常著名的素河洄游鱼类，是一种相当奇妙的鱼类。出生于淡水的河流，却在成长期游回大海，在咸水的环境中长大觅食，等到产卵期时，却又跋涉几千米，再一次回到淡水环境的故乡，生出下一代。等到它们完成产卵责任时，便会满身伤痕地历尽而死。而沉在水中的身躯，便是日后出生的小鲑鱼的食料。小鲑鱼成长后再流入大海，等到产卵期再次回来，如此世世代代绵延下去。
My world is decaying. My world burns. These walls, this world, my life. I look at myself and I see a ghost staring back. I don't recognize her anymore. I sit around, thinking, waiting, trying to create something that brings me out of this void, this trap. Every day the walls grow closer, the oxygen in this room dissipates, and soon all the life in my body will be sucked dry and I'll be laying here, deflated, gone. I can't get up, I can't find my breath. I try to scream. The sound of her voice haunts me. I smell the flowers, they smell like her. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. My world is burning, the beauty in it. Decaying. The flowers bloom, then they die. Escape. The good memories haunt me just as much as the bad. I try to erase them. I try to erase her. Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out, get out. When you stop thinking, the noise stops. I can step outside again. She's gone. I love the scent of daisies again. I enjoy the breeze again. It doesn't haunt me anymore.